This is my hair apparently in its natural habitat. This is like a whole new territory for me. Never have I ever done an unhaul. Not me. I don't think I have. Great to see you back again. Or if you're new, hi, how are ya? Me, myself and I have 17 books to unhaul to you today on this fine, glorious day. So if you're as excited as me, put your hands in the air like you don't care. The first book, I may be unfriended by this book. I know who loves this book and I hope you're not unfriending me, but it is Scythe. It's molding. It's Scythe by Neil Shusterman. So the reason I'm giving this away is that I just have no desire to keep it. I never felt connected to the characters. Characters for me is the main thing in the story. And if I'm not liking the characters, I'm not vibing with the book. Neil Shusterman, you get him next time. The next book is The Golden Lily by Rochelle Mead. This is dusty, that's what I have to say it is. This is in the Bloodline series. I think it's the second book in this series, and the only reason I'm giving this away or like disowning it, I bought 2 copies by an accident. I don't know how I actually did that because I bought these on Amazon and for some reason I must have got really trigger happy. I was just clicking. I bought 50 copies. I'm joking, I only bought 2. But I must have got really trigger happy. Really love this series, the Bloodline series. If you don't know, I don't know how to describe it, so look it up on Goodreads, but it's amazing. I think it's great. Adrian is like, he's my favourite character in the series. His humour. Sarah do be liking that. She do be. This ring keeps on attaching itself to my hair. I should get a microphone or something. Like
the next word to be said on this video is...
The next word? What? So the next one is, these books are actually in terrible condition. Is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I think my mom's auntie gave it to her. It was grand, but I don't feel like keeping it. There's no desire for me to keep it. Every day the same until today. I've never related more in my life. Yesterday I didn't get shit on by a bird, but today I did. I don't think I've ever got shit on by a bird. A girl I used to talk to, she got shit right here. And honest to God, roasted the shit out of her. The next book then is Silence by Becca Fitzpatrick. And this is in the Hush Hush series. Boys and girls, we got this for a bargain. See, the thing is, I don't like sporadically having books in a series. Like, this would be the only one, I think, that I have in the Hush Hush series because I got the other books from the library. In the Hush Hush series book, the first book, loved it. But then for some reason, it went downhill. I don't know if it was the mood I was in. I don't know if it's just my writing criteria just went whoa. The next book, I'm conflicted. I have conflicting emotions on it. A Game of Thrones. I really want to say The Game of Thrones, but it's A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Backstory of this book and why I don't want to give it away. My brother gave it to me for my birthday, I think 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and then every year for my birthday he's given me every book in this series, and I still haven't read the first one. So I have the first book, the second book, and the third book now. And I don't know if I just want to keep it for the jokes and that one day I might actually read it. But I'm not too sure. You'll just have to stick with me now. I'll see how it's going. But I think I'll keep it just for the jokes. The lulls and the shits is too important for me. Oh! Look at this! I have another book from the Bloodline series. So this is The Ruby Circle by Michelle Mead. Once again, trigger happy. I'll like add to cart 5 times. Yes, once again, I really like this series. I just don't need a second copy. The next book is Everything by Nicole Hune. Okay, so I read this book in the time where I was rating every single book 5 stars. I loved every book. Every book I read, so holy, godly, earthly sent into this world. My reading has gone up. My criteria of 5 stars has gone wow up. It's actually quite sad that I barely rate 5 stars anymore to books. It was an okay read, and you know that I didn't appreciate a book a lot when I kill it with a moth. There's a death body remnant of a moth here. I hate moths with a passion. They lay eggs in your clothes. Kill every single moth you see. The next book is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. And once again, bargain central. I'm a thrifter. I enjoyed this book when I read it. I just have no desire to keep it. I might give it to my mom's auntie because she was, you know, the way she gave me that thriller book, The Girl on the Train. She might appreciate this. I might take off the price tag though because I don't want her to see that I'm a cheap bitch. So but it'll be kind of nice. I also can't see her in real life because COVID level 5 Ireland is not doing well. It is the addictive #1 US bestseller that everyone is talking about. So, thriller of the year, you know. This book now is an interesting book because, so I bought it on Amazon. It came in hardback, which I was surprised. That was the first surprise. Second surprise is that there was no dust jacket. It just came like this. I was like, what in God's name is this book and why does it look like the Bible? It is Bitter Blue by Christian Cashmore, and this is the third book in the Graceling series trilogy. I really liked this series, kinda. The second book for me was the best. I really enjoyed it. The first book was alright. This book, I don't remember anything of it. I didn't appreciate it that much when I was reading it. It's a fantasy book, that's all I remember. The next book is a really exciting book. It is my best friend. It is the main fella in my life. It's Alan Sugar. What you see is what you get. Basically, this guy, he has this show called The Apprentice. I absolutely love it. I'm an avid watcher of it. Every year I watch it. It is so entertaining, amazing. It's like this business marketing. I think he's a phenomenal man. It's just that I will not read this. It's really sad too because the show wasn't on last year. I really hope it's on this year because the people who are in the show, they have to interact with the public, like it's kind of mandatory. So I really hope it's on because it's flames. Is Geek Gorilla by Ashley Poston. Did I kill this with a fly? I didn't. Great stuff. The cover is absolutely beautiful. A Cinderella story for me is not the story for me. Heard about it, seen it so many times. I'm just like, I do not need you anymore, Cinderella. Just stay with the birds. I didn't really like it. I'm going to be honest, because once again I was in the time where I was like 5 stars for everything, but I knew back then I wouldn't even give this 5 stars because I'm not into the Cinderella story. It's Marcus Butler's Hello Life. And did I read this book? No. But did I appreciate it? Yes. Oh my god, we're matching. Look at his jacket and look at mine. Iconic. He knew that I was going to unhaul him today. This was back in like 2015 where I was obsessed with Marcus Butler, Alfie Days, Joe Sugg, the whole British gang. I still love Joe Sugg. Yeah, I just don't need this. I don't want this. I don't know if he does YouTube videos anymore either. Well, the next book made me cry, and you may be thinking, Sarah, why are you getting rid of a book if you made me cry? I just don't need this book. You're going to try these adult books. It is Amanda Prowse. Will You Remember Me? Very sad book. So it's a family. The mother finds out she has a lump in her breast. Yeah, you can really, go from there. It's sad. Amanda Prowse has literally like 15 books in this series, I want to say, but it's not really a series. The next book is Unspoken by Cece Hunter. This is in the Shadow After Falls series, and I think, once again, I don't like having books sporadically. This is like the second book in the series. I really enjoyed this series. It was really funny. Like, if you're into like a fantasy, because there's like wolves, vampires, every which way of exotic creatures you can have, it's in this book. And they're at a campsite, so if you like camping, young people camping together, creatures and funniness, I would recommend this book. But probably read the main series first. Born at Midnight, that's the series. So I don't need this book. And following along with that book, Reborn. So I think this is the 4th one in the series. I could be talking jack shit right now. I don't actually know what number this is in the series. Thinking I have 5 stars. This was my prime 5 stars moment. Honestly, that time was a good time. Everything was 5 stars. I could have read after 5 stars. 50 Shades of Grey, 5 stars. But luckily we have not read them in that prime time. The next book is a classic. I got this for Christmas last year. I actually got a few of them. I don't even know if I want to get rid of these. I'm just going to show them because I know I'm never going to read them. It's The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. Ever since school, I've been traumatized of Shakespeare. I've had to do it for Leaving Cert, for Junior Cert. Traumatized. I see some exotic English words. I'm like, no, not today. So I'm probably never going to read this because I will not get any enjoyment from it. I really wish I was a person who liked classics because loads of people like them. I wish I did. I'm a fantasy hoe. I forever will be a fantasy hoe unless something happens. I'm a sci-fi hoe now. The only sci-fi books I've ever read, I think, is Saga, which is a graphic novel series. I think this is the last book. I'm not too sure. I went like wishy-washy on the books. I was grabbing random books. I had a pile, but I was just grabbing them randomly. It is The Warsaw Anagrams by Richard Zimmler. I think this is a historical fiction. Probably never read this, but it looks really interesting. I just know I will never read it. There's no point in me having a book if I know I'm never going to read it, but I know it would be a fantastic book. The struggles. Peace out to the homies. I keep on doing that. Peace out to the homies. I keep on doing it. Sometimes I'm brushing my teeth and I'm just like brushing. I'm like, peace out to the homies. It makes no sense. I think that was 17. If that wasn't 17, I left out a book. Very sorry. I hope you enjoyed me unhauling some books. I'm really sorry once again for Scythe. I'm cancelled. But I shall be redeemed because I read Thunderhead. I really liked the ending. I want to read the next book. So, redemption arc. Anyways, okay, peace. She's gonna fall and die. One-handed. One-handed.